Hello everyone, welcome back to the course. And in this lecture, we're going to be doing an art project, and this is the third of 5 beginner projects. And I really look forward to doing this with you, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a new project in the top right of my My Stuff folder. Now, I'm very excited you guys are following along with me, but I do strongly advise you actually go ahead and do the programming with me. Of course, there's a lot you can do, like you can do the art on yourself, by yourself, you can even do some of the code by yourself. I just really want to make sure you guys understand it, though. That's really all I care about. So, we're really reinforcing the concepts we've gone over as well. So that's pretty much what we're doing here. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and name this art project because why not? And I'm gonna get rid of the cat. So what I'm thinking for this is there'll be a little bar down here where we can like change size, change color, things like that. And then over here we can actually draw. So I think first we should make our brush, and I think I'll just make the brush always follow the cursor. Um, so one thing I want to go over real quickly, I'm going to convert the bitmap. And the reason why I'm converting to bitmap, I want to show you real quick, because if we're going by pixel for vector, like those circles, but for bitmap, if you go small enough, if you make the brush small enough as well, it'll actually go actual pixels. So that's what you want. So one thing in block-based programming in general that's really prevalent is that, and you'll see people do this, is like if they have sprites that don't have any art. That's very uncommon because they usually have at least one pixel in the center usually. And that's because even though you can actually, like, let's say place something here, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's actually a little pixel right there. And even though you can show and hide it, there's still something there. And even though you can click on the sprite and see where it is, where it's located, it's still something there. So pretty much a sprite is not supposed to be a part of the project or isn't supposed to be visible. Usually people do like a pixel for it, even if it's like doing background processes or things that aren't really supposed to be part of the project. But that's just a little thing there. So that's kind of what this is and kind of not, because we do actually want it to appear on screen. I'm gonna make this 4 pixels instead of 1 as well, just so it's actually like a perfect square. I think I'm gonna convert it back to vector, and I'm gonna make it red because if we're messing with color effect, we want it to be red, and that's because you can't change color effect on black or white. Um, on black or white, anything that's black or white. So that said, let's just go ahead and see how this works if we go, because I mean if we run it, nothing's gonna happen, right? So I'm gonna name this brush before I forget, and I'm gonna also name the costume brush. I'm gonna go when clicked, and then which I already did. I'm gonna go forever if, or, no, I don't need a conditional. I can just go to, and then the go to function has a drop down parameter for mouse pointer, so I'll just use that. If I run the project, I can see this now following my mouse. However, what's a little bit faster, by the way, and this isn't, although it's technically doing the same thing, it does a little bit differently in the Scratch API, and so it's actually better to go to X mouse X and Y mouse Y. We're gonna be using these mouse X and mouse Y values a lot later on, so we might as well do this anyways. And it's just a little bit less delay. Uh, so it follows the mouse a little bit better. But that said, we'll just use this. And I want to do the backdrop real quick. I'll stop the project. I'm gonna go to my stage and do a backdrop real quick. And what I'll do is I'll do a line, a perfect line, going down the bottom, going right across. I think I'll do black. We'll see what 3 pixels look like, or it looks like. What about this? I want to get it like right on the edge. I guess wouldn't make sense to do this because, oh, well, if I stretch it out all the way, I might be able to get it to reach the other side, even though I'm kind of zoomed in here. Oh, looks like I was like 1 pixel off. Yeah, see, I think I'm gonna have to do it zoomed out then. Let's get rid of all this. I'm never the best at this whole art thing, but that's okay. And almost there. Is that it? Is that okay? That's a perfect line. Great. Um, let's also fill this. I'm thinking like some shade of brown. Let's turn our brightness up, saturation up. Okay, how are we gonna make brown? Actually, I think we'd have to go to orange. Somewhere in this orange peach range, I'm thinking. Yeah, right there. Maybe a little bit later. Okay, I like that. Perfect. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, so this is kind of where our tools will be, if you will. That's kind of our toolbox. Um, and I think I might. What I might even do is I might actually put a little arrow here so we can just like have it slide up and down. And then also, now that we have this going, what we want to do, because I mean it'll follow us, but we don't actually want the brush to go in here. We don't want to actually be able to draw inside here. So what I'll do is I'll go if mouse Y is greater than, and let's actually just go ahead and test and see. Oh, oops. I actually want to stop this. I want to drag the pixel over though. It's very difficult to drag because it's like so small. There we go. Let's see the line. So that looks like the line is at about y negative 114, so it's a little bit lower. I'll just say mouse y has to be greater than negative 113. So this way, if the y value gets to be, okay, yeah, that's perfect. So if the y value gets below, my mouse pointer gets below this, right here, this line right here, then it can't actually move inside our toolbox. I think I'll actually make it so that, I think I'll make it an if else conditional though, because they'll just go to, oh, oops. And then the else here would be set x to mouse x. So this way, we can still move our, okay, for some reason the y is getting, oh, why is that? Okay, well, yeah, so we can at least scroll with our, it can follow us in the x-axis, but not in the y-axis as we go down. I guess not the end of the world if it can't be like this. So, okay, so we'll do the same thing. Actually, let's just copy this whole thing, right? But in this case, we want it to be if mouse down, because if we want to actually draw, what we can do is just go create clone of myself. Did not mean to do that. We want to have an if inside that if else if mouse down. So we can only do it if mouse y is greater than negative 113. Actually, a better way to do this would just be doing an and. Just use an operator to join those two. And then I suppose we don't need an if else, do we? Alright, so let's just see. And I'm going to go in the full screen to test this. The reason why is because I don't want to accidentally be dragging this brush. And you can't drag sprites in the project page or in the editor. Or sorry, when it's in full screen. I guess we're technically in the editor right now. Looks like there was some sort of glitch there. Alright, that's interesting. So, anyways, we'll just go ahead and go. I don't think we need to do anything for when we start as a clone. I'll go ahead and go, I'll make some buttons down here. I think I'll do size first. I'll go paint, because why not? And I'll do a circle. Outline 4 is fine. I'm thinking some shade of purple here. That's good. Okay, so. Yeah, perfect. So if we do something like this, I'm just going to do some text here so we can make it go plus or minus. Okay, that looks nice. I named this one unselected. And get another one called selected. I'll make it a little bit lighter shade of purple. So we have 74, 60, 100. So let's just go ahead and, what if we raise this? No, I mean, sorry, lower the saturation to like 37. Okay, I like that. I'll name this one size up. And I'm going to make another one called size down. And I want this one to be a minus since this was going to decrease size. Could be a little bit more to the right, could be a little bit more up. Okay, that's fine. Now what if I made this one bigger, actually? That's fine. Okay, so unselect it, and then we'll just go here. I think we're doing the same color except for it's 37 for saturation. Like so. Then we'll just fill, oops. Then we'll just fill it with that. Let me double check that was the right color. I don't trust my memory. So this is 37. And then this is actually 36. So we want it to be 37. Like that. Why is it going to 36? It's like it's correcting itself. Okay, that should be good. Anyways. So what we can do is we can go ahead and go, when clicked. Actually, let's just position these real quickly. We could go vertical. Or we could go horizontal. I'm thinking this horizontal would be good. Actually, what if we just use functions to do this? So let's say we did this, and then we want our y value to be, or we just want the x value to be different. So I'll just go x139, which is what I said right now. We want the y value to be the same, so that's good. And then what we can do, backdrop, is we can go ahead and choose a font we would like. I'll just go with Pixel. Again, that's my favorite one. And I think I'm gonna do something that's good contrast. What's good contrast? Black. Pink's good. And these colors are good. Maybe those colors aren't too good. These colors are good, but they're a little bit hard on the eyes. How would this even look? This is a test. Okay, that's not great contrast, and it just doesn't go too well in general. I think I'm just going to settle with black. Size. Would it be better if we did caps? Nah. I'll just go with size like this. Make it a little bit higher as well. I'll make it smaller. Okay. Oh, I just realized this was in bitmap. That's why it's a little bit different. Let's go to vector and just see how this would play out. If we did size, yeah, I think it scales font size a little bit better in vector. Okay, so like, what if we just spaced out our minus a little bit more? I'm just gonna go ahead and put this at -129, see if that'll work. Could be a little bit too drastic of a difference. We'll put it like -133, call it a day. See how that looks? That's fine. Okay, great. So now we have this, but let's go ahead and do the selecting and unselecting now. Usually just do if else touching mouse pointer. And we'll just go switch costume. Oh, did I not name one of my costumes? I forgot to name this one selected. Okay, so I'll just copy this and I'll substitute the x value for -210 because that's what it's at. And let's make sure I did my costumes right. Yes, I did. So now we should be good to go. Oh, I'm forgetting something. I'm forgetting to go ahead and make unselected the default costumes. That's why it doesn't get stuck on selected. Alright, so that's pretty cool. So I like the way that looks. Let's actually go ahead and make this do something. What I'm thinking we do for this is, I'm gonna actually stop the project, is if we go ahead and click this, so Yeah, I'm just pondering here. I think if we just did when, like, I mean, it's gonna be a separate script, right? So if we just did when clicked, forever if mouse down. And I was debating whether we should do mouse down or something else, like when sprite click, but I'm thinking when mouse down would be better if we just did a delay after, like, let's say 0.2 seconds. And since it's a pixel, its size is gonna be like a little bit out of proportion. So I'm gonna go ahead and say change size by an increments of 50. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to my size down here. And then this one's just gonna be negative 50. It's the exact same thing though. Um, and then I want my, oh, what am I doing? I want to broadcast a message. Lower size. Because yeah, size is private to a class and it's not public. We want to change the size of the brush, not of the button. All right. So I want to do raise size or increase size, or yeah, we'll just go raise size. Increase size would be better, I think. All right, and then whenever we receive these, I'll just go ahead and do this. All right, I want my when green flag clicked. I want that to I want that to go ahead and set size to 100%, so that it's just that by default whenever we start the project. And then let's just see what happens. Actually, let's go on the full screen. Let's restart. Did I mess something up in the editor? All right. Let's see what the problem is. Oh, forever if mouse down. I thought I did an and touching mouse pointer. Okay, perhaps not. Oops. That makes a lot more sense. Hopefully you guys caught that one. All right. Because one thing is when I'm watching tutorials and then I see that the instructor did something wrong, then I just oftentimes are like, oh, looks like they did something wrong, and then maybe I'll catch like a minute later. I'm like, oh, okay. Which is actually good if you're catching it. So good on you. Okay, very cool. So now we can edit our size, of course. Wait, why is decreasing? Decrease. Oh, here's the problem. Increases it for all the clones too. The clones may not go to the mouse pointer, but the messages affect them. So one thing we could do is we could set it to a variable. We could do a public variable. Um, hmm. Or what we could do is we could just go when I start as a clone, forever go to. Or yeah, we could do that, and then we can also do set size 100. Oh, I guess that wouldn't work, so we would have to use variables. There's a better way to do this, but it involves a concept I don't want to get into yet before we do the intermediate projects. Why I've been kind of pausing a lot throughout this one lecture, so apologize for that. But that is why that is. So if we go ahead and actually go ahead and change, yeah, if we go ahead and do this. No, actually, we probably don't need two variables. I'm just going to see what happens if we use one. And then what I'm also going to do, I'm just going to forever, um, hmm, when clicked forever, set size to plus. All right. I just want to hide this variable. Let's just see what happens. All right, so I'm drawing, all's good. Let's see if I lower it. Now I'm only lowering the size of my brush. Great. So that's how we could combat that issue. Oh wow, now it's really really big. Let's just see if I can fill in this whole area. Looks like there's a problem. We can actually. I apologize. This is a little bit hard on the eyes. I'll stop now. Looks like we can actually go ahead and paint over here. Um, of course, we could raise our mouse X, but that screwed up a little bit. And since you're usually not going to be painting with that, I'm not going to worry about it for right now. I want to talk about color though. I think I'm going to have some buttons here for colors, and what we can do is just go ahead and, uh, hmm, well, we'd have to do variables for that too, speaking of messages. Uh, yeah, no, I think we should do that anyways, because it's just more practice than variables. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go vector, and I'm going to get my border, I'm going to make it black, and this is for a box. I'm going to go ahead and make this like, I guess 4 is what we've been doing, and then I'll go ahead and do whatever color I'm referring to. Like that. No, that's needs to be bigger than that. So a little bit bigger. Too big. This probably that's probably good. Okay. So what we'll do, I just want to see if we can stack the okay, so we would be able to stack that. So this will just be red. And then I also want to make a costume called onSelect, and it's like, so this isn't for if the mouse pointer is hovering over, this is for whether that is the selected color, and I want red to be the default. So selected would just be I'm thinking we would do a blue background. Something like that, if that's the color that's being used. And okay, I gotta convert the bitmap for this. And then I would just go ahead and do this. I don't know if you've seen some programs that do that where whenever it's selected, there'll be a little bit of a piece of the corner that's coming off. I think I'm actually going to convert back to vector and do the lines. This is a little bit less pixely. Oops. Let's actually select this color first, right? And then let's do it. Let's see. Is this enough of an angle? I have to convert it back to filled in. You can't win. This is the problem you face a lot of times whenever it comes to art and Scratch. Converting back and forth between editors can just be a pain. I guess I'll just fill it in with my brush tool here. Alright. That doesn't look bad, but there's still a little bit of that's hanging off the edge here, right? Right here. So what can we do? We can scroll up and just tap it right there. Okay, perfect. And I'm thinking maybe lower the brush and then just like get a little bit more of this corner right here. And I'll just call that a day. So it can be unselected or selected, and then that's just pretty much how we know which color we're using. So if we go ahead and make copies of this, or actually, where are we? Okay, yeah, when clicked, and then I want it to go to a certain position. So I'll just have that be the default position for red, and I'll duplicate this. I'll name this one yellow. Caps lock screwing me up here. I'll go ahead and do yellow though. I'll make this well, yellow. I want to do saturation 100 and brightness 100. That's very important, so that way it's a very true yellow, if you will. Looks pretty yellow to me. I guess no, we can't go bitmap because they don't get rid of this. So, how are we gonna fill this? Well, I guess what we could do. It might recognize it if we do it like that. Okay. So if we no, it's not gonna like that. Okay, well, whatever. would it work if we did our brush like that? Okay. So what I'm thinking for this is we go ahead and then convert the bitmap and just call it a day. This a little bit pixely there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing. So it looks the same for our red. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So at least we can actually fill it now. So I want this to be on the same Y value, but a little bit different X value. So I'll just go ahead and say 100, see what that looks like. We're gonna need more spacing than that, of course. So let's go 120. Oh, 120. Too much spacing, I'd say. Feel free to adjust this to your heart's content. Once we got a specific spacing figured out, kind of like what we did for the calculator, we can just go ahead and go from there. I think the costumes got a little bit messed up whenever I converted it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and copy the. I like the way the red one turned out better, so I'm just gonna go ahead and copy these real quickly. And I'll fill it. Yeah, that should be the same format now, anyways. I don't need these. Okay, so why does that not look right to me? I think whenever I imported it from my backpack, there was some sort of error. Yep, there was. So I'll try it again. Could be scratches not converting it correctly. Just probably troubleshooting. You have to go through. I guess it's not gonna work if I do it again, will it? Alright, What if we converted this to bitmap? No. What if we converted it to vector and back? Alright, so whenever you're having a problem with art conversions, because this will happen again, trust me, um, basically, and if the backpack doesn't work, which is actually more rare, but what you can do is you can actually start over with this specific thing that you're doing. So like, let's say I'll just start over with this red because I just need to redo it, and I'm gonna go ahead and convert the bitmap, and then get my size. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna memorize the value for this size. Let's say 5300. Oh, is it 5300? 100. I'll go ahead and do my line here, and then I'll go fill. So then we can go ahead and retry. If it doesn't work on the retry, then you'll have to copy the exact same steps you used, but it looks like this actually did work whenever we transport it over. So I'll just go ahead and do my fill now. Oh, let me check what color this is. 1700, 100. That's what we're already on. Great. And so now that's what you want. And I need to rename our costumes to selected. That's gonna come up though again, wherever there's like problems with it not converting right, and it's just life. You just have to figure it out. So let's just go ahead and do the same for green. This should be moving a little bit faster. Also, our horizontal gap is 110 minus 79. Let's see, that's about 31 pixels, right? So 31 pixel gaps. 79 minus another 31 should be 48. And then we'll just go ahead and go our costumes. And I'll just do the green. Of course, we can do a bright green, dark green. I'll just go bright. Or no, actually, I'll do blue. Because I'll just do the primary colors up on top, if you will. That's right, I have to convert the bitmap, right? There we go. Very nice. It should be about right there. Let's see. Oh, it is going in the wrong direction. Maybe Oh, I have to be adding, not subtracting. So that'd be 141. Boom, just like that. Of course, you could put on the other side, but I kind of want to do it like that. I think I'll do green. I think I'll do 5 colors in total. So I'll do. I forgot to name this. So this should be moving a lot faster now. Yeah, I'll just go like neon greenish. 172 is 141 plus. Oops, that's not 172. Is 141 plus 31. Just go ahead and test this out. Boom, very nice. While I'm at it, let's just go ahead and do all these unselected by default. And yes, you can change the parameter within here, and I forgot to rename a costume, it looks like. I'll just go ahead and go selected. Go back to my code here, run it, boom. So, it looks like our Y is on a, or sorry, it looks like our yellow is on a different Y value than everything else. And it looks like it's just an illusion because it actually is. Alright. um, alright. I'll do one more color here. I'm thinking orange. Or yeah, I'll go purple actually. You could actually arrange these by brightness or like by the rainbow colors. I don't know. It's really up to you. Um, I'll go ahead and go purple. I'd say that's purple. 172 plus another 31 is what? 203. Sounds about right. Let's see. There we go. And now we're gonna do a different row, but on a different Y value. So what you can do, I'm thinking like orange, black, white, gray, something else. Maybe pink. All right. Change our size here. Or sorry, not our size. We want to change our color. All right, which is the closest to orange? That's orange. Very cool. So we want this to be the same X value as red, but on different Y values. So let's see. For red, we did 79. So we want it to be X79. We want it to be a lower Y. So let's just say, just because, let's go Y60, 163. So 31 pixel vertical spacing as well. See what that looks like. That looks pretty good. So I'll just go ahead and keep that. I'm gonna go ahead and actually duplicate yellow because that has the right Y value already. So might as well. Sorry, it has the right X value already. So now we just have to change the Y value to what was it? Negative 163. So now we're gonna go there. Right. Let's just change color. I'll make this one pink. If I can convert to bitmap, that's right. Okay, so now that we've done that, if we go ahead and go black, white, and gray. Actually, before we do that, I'm just gonna save myself a little bit of time here. Oh, that's right, this one was pink. For some reason, I think I actually deleted the real pink one. And so we want to go ahead and copy it based on the same X value, just save us a little bit of time. So like blue's gonna be the same X value as what are we gonna do here? I'll just go black. And so all we have to do is change the Y value within the code. I guess black is just 0, 0, 0, 100, 100, 100. So it would be that. And then we'll just go ahead and change it to negative 163. So I don't have to worry about that X value. And then I'll just go ahead and do the same for green and purple. Except for this time it's going to be gray and white. Now, there is controversy over whether it is GREY gray or GRAY gray, but I'm just going to go GREY gray. I apologize if that's not what some people use. I'm going to go ahead and go white for this one. 0, 0, 100 works. And then I'll go like exactly gray, so like 50. 0, 0, 50, I think it is, yeah. And then all I have to do is make sure our Y values are negative 163 for all these. Just like so. Alright, so now we have a color palette that took a little, by the way, this is called a palette, P-L-A-T-T-E, I think. Whenever you have like this kind of interface for colors. I think that what we'll do is we'll just do variables for which one of these selected. So let's go ahead and go color. We don't need my variable, right? So I'll just get rid of that. I'm gonna go and brush and hide it. I'll go ahead and set my color to 0 by default. No, I actually want it to be set to 1 because 1 will be red and then so on. It'll just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, so I'm thinking. So we'll just go ahead and go hide it as well. All right. Hide color. I'm gonna go ahead and go to our red first of all, and I'm just gonna do a script. We're gonna copy in all 10 of these classes for colors, and I'm gonna go ahead and go when clicked and then forever if. I think I'll do like 10 of these conditionals actually. Before I waste my time copying and pasting, I'm going to do as much as I can as possible without having the alt in. So if color equals, so I was going to like if color equals 1, if color equals 2. But I'm thinking I don't need to do that. I can just do it for whichever color we're actually on. So like let's say, just save myself some time. I'm going to go when sprite clicked. Instead of going when clicked forever if mouse down, or touching mouse pointer mouse down. I'm gonna go ahead and go set color the 1 when it's clicked. If color equals 1, then switch costume. We're gonna want the one with 10 conditionals for our brush. Then we're gonna switch costume to selected. Of course, it's unselected otherwise. And then actually I'll go if else, because otherwise it'll be unselected. Just like so. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this for all of these. Except for this time it's gonna be 2. And so on. Yeah, we could have saved a little bit of time if we did this all within one button before copying them all and doing the art. But because there's only going to be a few scripts per button, I thought it wouldn't be a huge deal if we just went ahead and did all in 2 separate steps, like doing the art and then the code. But if you're gonna have a button that has like 10 scripts, you're not gonna want to copy them all manually, so you're just gonna want to do the exact format for one button and then duplicate the button after you've done the art and code, not just the art. So just a heads up there. Go ahead and put this in pink. Oh, did I accidentally copy that to my stage? Okay, good. Looks like I didn't. May as well just do it for all of them. We just gotta do 8, 9, 10. Alright, so once we've done this, oops. Once we've done this, we can just go ahead and put a script with a bunch of conditionals. A when clicked forever for what all of these colors are. So let's just go ahead and go, where is it? When clicked, forever if color equals 1. I'll do an equal to operator. And then I'll go add comment red. I'll just go ahead and add a comment for each of these. Just so we know which is which. I think would be good to do. Alright. Then I want to get 3, 4. I'll get another. And another. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and go number them all first. Alright, purple. Then we want to go orange and pink. And then we already did gray and white, so we just have to do black for 8. We should be all good now. So, actually let's just go ahead and test the costume thing real quickly. So it's red by default, right? But if we click any of these, I'll select that one. Very cool. So, it's not actually changing the brush, but that's what this is going to be for, and then that's pretty much all. And of course we still have our size. And if you guys want, and I'm not going to do this in this lecture just for time reasons, but you can actually go ahead and do like a bucket tool, line tool, things like that. um, or just really whatever else. Maybe a backdrop selector. And of course, you can mess with the mouse Y thing I did because I know it's not perfect. Sometimes paint can like spill over into this toolbox area. You know, sometimes it's not perfect. Like it'll get stuck right there. As you can see, it should be like right against the border. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, and things like that. There's all sorts of little fixes you can make, I'm sure. I think it's because if I move it too fast, then it'll kind of get stuck there. But if I move it slow enough, then it'll be fine. So. Because again, it's not at a perfect speed following the mouse pointer, so I don't know how much you can do about that and how, but you can go ahead and try and mess with it, I'm sure. So I'm just gonna go ahead and actually do some experimenting here. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the project, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and make the brush. Where is this? Like right there. I want to try and grab it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and set the size of something ridiculous temporarily. Just so I can go ahead and see what all the colors are. So like I want to see what 25 would be. So 25 would be this. So let's see. I want to get them as close as possible to whatever color these are. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it to be as close as possible. So let's go ahead and go one. Oh, actually, here's one way I could do this. Um, I could do this with saving myself some time because, like for example, red. If we go ahead and look at this color right here, red is 0, right? So that's like kind of the default. But yellow, because all these are like saturation 100, brightness 100, right? So we could just go ahead and go copy this numeric value. So this would be 17. So if we wanted to go yellow, we could just set color to 17 and so on. So like if red gets selected, then set color to where is it? So color effect to 0. We can set to 17 for yellow. I just want to test to see if that works. I'm going to make the size bigger. I really don't like the default size too much, but it does kind of make sense for a lot of projects or things you might be drawing. So let's just go ahead and do that. And then if we did yellow, it is orange, and we don't want it to be orange. We want it to be red. Or sorry, we want it to be yellow. um, yes, so set color effect is 17. So let's even see what. Yeah, okay. So I guess it's on a different scale, which is fine. So it just won't be the exact same shade of these colors. Um, so that was 17, right? Yeah, 17. Okay, so that's not gonna work totally fine. So here's what we can do. We can go ahead and go, um, and just try and find find whatever's closest to a yellow. All right. So what is? Oh, I guess we can't. Or no, actually we can. Oh, no, we can't output our color effect. So I guess I'll have to count how many times I click it. I did not mean to do that. Um, so I'll just go by intervals like 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't seem like this is programming. This is like actually this stuck to it. That's why it's not working. This doesn't seem like programming. This is actually all part of the programming process. This isn't really troubleshooting, but it's kind of the same. 2, 3, kind of the same idea. Let's see what this would look like. Okay, so that's what we want. So I'm actually going to go by intervals of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 11 times 3 is 33. So we set color effect at 33. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to set my to yellow. And these black borders are a glitch because it's not actually part of the it's not actually a part of the brush, but it's just kind of creating itself. So I think that's only in full screen though. That is a little bit odd. So it's just completely a glitch, and I'm just gonna ignore it. Because there's nothing we can do about it. So if we go ahead and keep changing it, so if we go set it 33, next is we want it to be blue, right? Let's go ahead and see. 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 57, 60. I'm thinking like 55 would be pretty close to green. And green's number 4. Of course, I can check by these comments, which are a little bit tangled, but you can still kind of follow the line back. So I can see that's green. Um, Blue would probably be like in the 70s. Let's actually see if it is. No, higher. I'm just plugging in numbers, troubleshooting my way through this. Boom, I like that. So this we get like 115 would probably be a little bit lighter. Yeah, that's almost what we have. And then purple, that'd probably be even darker. So like let's say 200. See where that gets us. Oh, that gets us all the way back. So 180 maybe. Yep, here we're in the pink range. I think I'll do 180 for pink. For black, gray, and white, we might have to change costume, by the way, which is totally fine. Um, of course, generally we're not gonna want to do that because it's that could mess with some of the clone stuff, or it could at least make the clones slower whenever we place them. And in case you're wondering why we didn't do costumes all along, like just switching the costume to the exact color value, we can't do that because it'll actually slow down the project. So it's just part of the API. It's just another one of the little things you have to pick on. There's a lot of quirks in the API that have like we've occurred throughout this lecture, and it's a very abnormal amount, but it's just kind of the way it works. So if we go like 160, let's see where that gets us. Oh, of course the program's running, so there we go. Let's go 180, or sorry, 160 for purple. What if we could find an orange around, I don't know, oh no, I guess orange would be like more 15, 20, 30 range. I'll say 25, let's see where that gets us. I don't want the project to run. Yeah, 15 is fine. And then pink would be like 190, right? Nope, don't want to run. Probably be like more like 180 then, right? Yeah. Maybe it's just a little tad later, like 175. Okay, so although it will be slower, I don't think there's really any other way around it, so I'll just go ahead and go for for my black, gray, and white. I think I'll have to change costume. And let's see, why is there? Oh, is this for? Did I copy something? Oh, I'm doing this wrong. I just did my comments wrong. That's why. This is supposed to be red, then yellow, then blue, then green, then purple, orange, pink, then black, gray, and white. So for some reason, let's see what 15 was. Why is 15? Oh, 15 is orange, is pink. It's also pink. Oh, did we end up doing pink twice somehow? Okay, that's fine. And then, oops, not mean to do that. And I'll just go ahead and go duplicate this and then fill it with a new color. So like, I'll just go ahead and go black, gray, and white. And this time I can actually do the exact color. That's the advantage of doing costumes. So I'll just go ahead and go gray because you know we did 0050. And then we just did 000 for white. Or 0000, sorry. So let's go ahead and go white, gray, and I don't. Okay, hopefully it won't make it too slow if we do this, but we'll just go ahead and do that, and I'll go ahead and go switch costume. So switch costume to white. Switch costume to switch costume to gray. Accidentally duplicated this. And then switch costume to black. Okay. I don't want to switch costume to brush. I want to switch costume to black. Um, and then also if color is, I want to do a less than. Color is less than 8. Then we want to switch it to brush. In fact, I'll do that like right at the beginning as well. Don't need these. So now we should have a fully functional art project. Let's just check it out. Actually, I can go to the project page for the grand reveal. Run it. Change size. Let's say we want to do blue. Now we can do blue. So we want to make it even bigger. Oh, that is kind of big. Let's say we want to go purple. And now we can go purple. Let's just test out all the colors just because we can. This modern art right here. And then white is essentially our, I was gonna say it's essentially our eraser, but it looks like it's not like as white as we can go for our brush. So let's just see if I can fix that. I suppose I could just go. No, transparent's not gonna work. Now I think if we do white, then yeah, I think that's the best we can go because if we convert it, well, if we convert it to vector, it might. Okay. Well, I guess it's because it doesn't recognize it as transparent, and since there's no border around it, that's why it's not a perfect white, so that way it doesn't blend in, and I think that's why it's trying to do it. But again, because it's part of the API, there's nothing we can do about it. And so I'm just gonna go to the project page, and here is our completed art project. So, we never made a clear button. I guess we can do that real quickly. It should just take a second, right? What we can do is I start as a clone. Where's clear? Actually, I want to hide this, and I want to set it to 0. And then basically it'll just set clear to 1 for just a second. Whenever we go ahead and actually click the clear button. So if clear equals 1, and then we can just go ahead and delete this clone. Or hide, but no, delete this clone would be better. And then what we can do is we can just make our clear button. Oops. Let's go back. I'll just paintbrush it, make it one from scratch. I'll just go ahead and go. Black border of 4 pixels, and then I'll just go ahead and go. Yeah, this is good. I actually want my border to be bigger. Not that big though. That big. Alright, something like this is what I'm thinking. And then clear. Now if we wanted to get really fancy, we could do a save feature and then save that. But I'm thinking we want to do a save feature and then like a little photo library. I'm thinking that'd be a little bit beyond the scope of this lecture. So I'll just go ahead and go clear, pixel font, boom. Okay, I want to just use my arrow keys to position this. Something like that should be good. I'll just go ahead and go boom. Save now, and I'll just go project page, boom. Like this. And then if we clear, I never actually did this. That's a little bit awkward. Just bear with me here. I gotta do a when sprite clicked and when green flag clicked. When sprite clicked, what we want to do is we just want to go ahead and go change. No, set's actually better for this. The reason why I don't want to do changes in case it actually does it twice or something. just like that. And then I'll just go and go one click, go to here. I just want that position to save. I'll go save now, and then finally, clear button. I'll just name this one like default or something. I don't know. And then I'll just go ahead and save, and then I'll get to my project page, and then I'll test it out. It's like boom, doodling, 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 clear. Okay. No worries. Clear equals 1, then delete this clone. So we go ahead and go set clear the one, and then maybe wait 1 second would do the trick. Okay, yeah, so that's good. There wasn't enough delay, so it just like set it to 0 right after, so it didn't have a chance to register within brush. Just a little bit of a timing thing there. But it should be all good now. So yeah, now we have our art project. There was a lot we went over in this one, and although it seemed like it was like a very minimal amount of concepts, I'm sure, it's actually very important that we do reinforce all this stuff. And actually, if you want, you can make a certain color if we hover over it. And although there's a lot more that we could have done with this, and it could have taken a lot less time if we would have gone over less stuff, I really want to reinforce what we've learned so that we can go ahead and seamlessly transition to really advanced stuff. Um, that said, I look forward to seeing you guys in the fourth, second to last beginner project in the next lecture. Already we're there. That was going to be a short little music project. We're just going to go ahead and do a little bit more of the advanced stuff with sounds in the sound category. After that, we'll have our interactive story, and then we'll be done with our beginner project. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next lecture.